2024. Happy New Year, everybody. So let's get right into it. So I want to talk about the importance of desexualizing your brain, especially as a man. Desexualizing your brain. Now, desexualizing your brain. I'm gonna tell a quick story about myself, younger self. So, younger Alex, activist, I watched a lot of porn. I was the guy who was in denial in the friend group, or kind of lied about it in the friend group, because I was like, I just thought I was too good for it. But like, everyone else in my friend group was kind of open about, oh yeah, like Madison Ivy's my favorite one. And like, I'm like, yeah, I don't watch porn or masturbate. That's just nasty. Like, knowing damn well I probably did the most out of that entire friend group because of the way I was in denial about it and like not as open about it. But what that led into is because I was watching so much of it, my brain was sexualized. So most of the time whenever I was talking to a girl, my mind wouldn't be on having a genuine like human to human connection outside of the dynamic of being just male and female, just having a human to human connection. It was more so like, oh, I think this girl's cute. I would totally have sex with her if we were dating. Like, I would totally fuck this girl, bro. Like, I would totally fuck this girl. It's like the saying that out loud while like looking back and reflecting on it is like, shit, man. Like, oh my gosh, like that's bad. It's bad. But what that evolved into, or should I say devolved, because like evolve is kind of going up into a higher state, whereas like devolving is kind of like going downward, and I would consider this going downward because like I went from being someone who just viewed a lot of porn to someone who had a lot of like meaningless casual sex. Yeah, I had girlfriends, but a lot of meaningless casual sex which then snowballed into a sex addiction. And that is why it's important to desexualize your brain, because you'll be like me. From one moment you're watching porn, jerking off a lot, more than twice a day. You want to live the stuff you're seeing on the screen, because I mean, quite honestly, why else are you watching it? You're literally, when you're watching porn, you're literally watching a woman that you find attractive, that you would want to have sex with someone else. Like, I would say some top tier cuck shit. Like, I wouldn't even say top tier cuck shit, because you aren't literally there watching it happen in the flesh, but you're pushing it. It can go from that to a full-blown sex addiction. And when I say sex addiction, I'm not trying to sound like that douchebag is like, oh, yo, I've got a high-ass body count, dude. No, like, I wasn't necessarily a fucking Riz god back in the day. I knew how to talk to girls, but I wasn't no fucking Riz god. I had a lot of fails and face plants. So what did I do instead? Tinder, and I'd find the nastiest, like, freakiest, thottiest girls on that app, and strippers and hookers. And look, I'm shamelessly saying that on YouTube. I know people that I know are probably gonna fucking see this video, but it's something that I want it's something that I want the guy watching this video right now, because there's someone out there right now needs to hear this, that why it's important to desexualize your brain, because there are long-term consequences to just meaningless casual sex. Like, it feels good in the moment. So what happens if you get a girl pregnant? What happens if you meet a girl at a party, you get her pregnant, and now she's in your life for the rest of your life? That's a girl you only knew for one night, bro. One night. And I want to add to that. Let's say you find out she had a boyfriend that night. She cheated on her boyfriend with you, and now you got a kid by her. And she's going to be in your life for the rest of your life. Only knew this woman for one night. You find out she cheated on her boyfriend with you, and she's pregnant by you. But let's say you meet up with a girl at a party. Same scenario. You meet up with a girl at a party, you hook up with her, and you catch something. It's incurable, and now you're stuck with that for the rest of your life because of one girl that you only met for a night, that you only knew for a night. And those are just some of the surface level potential consequences of just having casual sex. Like, there are many more possible lifelong consequences to just having casual sex. Like, in all honesty, bro, like, look, I'm gonna tell y'all a little something. So me, when I used to watch a lot of porn, like, my favorite category was literally like the MILF and Cougar category. When it came to like the kind of women that I usually went after, those were usually the kind of women that I went after. The Cougars and MILFs. And like, I remember there was this one lady. I didn't even know this woman's name, bro. Like, I didn't even know her fucking name. But my brain was so sexualized. All I was seeing was like a MILF in my eyes at that time. And my brain was registering it as MILF with a fat ass and some big ass titties. That's literally all I fucking saw. That's literally all I saw. Didn't even know this lady's name. And yeah, I smashed twice. And it was because I wanted to live out these fucking fantasies that like I saw on my phone screen, rather than like actually building and forming like genuine human to human connections with women. The younger me saw sex at the end of the prize. Of course, I had female friends that I didn't think sexually of, but for the most part, whenever I was having an interaction with usually an attractive woman that was my type, I would in the back of my mind think, would I smash? And then sometimes think the same thing about girls who weren't really my type but may have been into me. I would be like, would I smash? Like in the back of my mind thinking, would I smash? And it's just not a healthy it's just not a healthy mindset to have, or a healthy mind state to be in. Let's be honest, because if you watch so much porn to the point where every female interaction you have is like in the back of your mind, you're thinking about fucking this girl, like you're imagining yourself fucking this girl, you need to stop watching those damn videos, because that shit is destroying your brain. There are plenty of scientific studies to show that porn it does more harm than good when it comes to the brain. Now, I have said in another video, and I still believe that most things can be poisonous and toxic, or okay, good, based upon context or dosage. Porn is the exception. There's way more science that supports the negative effects that porn has on your brain than any possible positive effects. On top of the fact that none of that shit is realistic. Like, the way you see those people do it in the videos, completely so unrealistic. And performance enhancement drugs that the guys and the girls are on in those videos, hell, some of the girls are even on like hard drugs because they don't want to do that shit. Like, if you really want to be disgusted with the porn industry, go watch a documentary on just how fucked up the porn industry is. I forgot the name of it, but it's one documentary on just how fucked up the porn industry is and predatory it is. That it will change. You'll feel bad watching that shit, because you'll know that you're watching a lot of girls who don't want to do that, doing it either out of necessity or they just got roped into it and now they're stuck. But look, if you really want to have a genuine connection with a woman, and I'm saying that as someone who now has a genuine connection with a woman, like a genuine connection with a woman I'm like married to. Hell, now that I've gotten out of that sexualized mindset and I've really desexualized my brain, because the last time I watched a porn video was like 2020, I would say. Yeah, 2020 was like the last year I watched a porn video. And that's like at the very beginning of 2020. That was the last year I watched a porn video. Like right around quarantine. Like right around the start of the pandemic was like the last time I watched a porn video. And I'm going to be honest, my life has been a lot better. Now, around that same time, I was still kind of in the degenerate phase of like casual sex. So I was still fucking around with strippers, hookers, and girls off of Tinder. But now, there's only one woman in my life, and even outside of her, I no longer have like the sexualized brain clouding like the way that I look at women. And before I do end this video off, actually, I want to touch on one more thing. Let's say you're someone who doesn't care if a girl's taken and you fuck some guy's girlfriend. Who's to say he doesn't feel so offended by that he doesn't try to take your life? There's some guys out here like that. You got to be careful doing that shit. Like, and that's not cool, dog. Like, maybe if the guy's like abusive and just a total asshole, all right, but still you're putting yourself and the girl in danger in situations like that. Control both brains, the one here and the one here. Control them both, because it will save you a lifetime of heartache. It'll probably save your life, and it may save you thousands a month in child support. Because let me tell you this, I know guys that have fallen in all 4 traps. And I say all 4 because you could end up having a child with a girl that you would never marry. And I know people personally that are in situations like that. You could catch something. I know people personally who are in situations like that. Who's to say the girl's remember how I said who's to say the girl's boyfriend doesn't get pissed off and try to fucking kill you? I know people who have went through that. They're still alive, but they came close to losing their lives. Or who's to say that this girl doesn't say that you raped her? Even if it was consensual, who's to say that this girl doesn't come out and say that you raped her? What if she doesn't want to piss off her boyfriend by admitting she cheated? So she says you raped her instead. Then what? That's why it's important to desexualize your brain and practice sexual discipline. I'll see y'all in the next video. Y'all take good care of yourselves. Have yourselves a good one. Happy New Year again. Deuces.